And we're live.
Sweet. Hi, everyone. Welcome down to the Team Be the Change Tuesday night hangout. We have kind of a different format for you tonight. It's going to be awesome. And we're actually going to keep it short and sweet for you tonight, relatively speaking, compared to what we usually do. But we have something really exciting that we want to roll out. We've had a really exciting year. Team Be the Change was kind of formed just over a year ago in January of 2013. And in just a year, a lot has happened. We were just at our last event in Miami, kind of looking around, just in awe of our team and what has happened in just a short year. And so some of the things that have happened is we've created 5 6-figure earners. We've helped 8 people quit their jobs. And our team, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think our team has grown between 8 and 10 times in the last year, which is phenomenal. And a lot of that momentum came, a lot of the growth that came in our team came from the momentum that we created in the beginning of the year when we first came together. We really kicked it into high gear in the first 90 days of the year, and it really helped us ride out a really amazing year for the rest of the year. So what we want to talk about tonight is how to create that kind of momentum. Jordan's going to kind of lay out a very detailed plan that we want to offer you. But basically what it comes down to is, before I say that, our vision for this year is to take it to the next level. And so what we want to create in this coming year is 50 new 6-figure earners, and we want 80 new people to come home from work. So that's part of our vision for the year, and we want you all to be part of that. And so what it really comes down to is putting your stake in the ground and committing. And what I know from my own experience and from watching other people as I've been in this industry for a while, is that when people try something, it's very unlikely that people are going to succeed if they're trying. But when you put a stake in the ground and you go all, full out, even for 90 days, your life can change. And so that's what this is about. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jordan, and he's going to roll out the red carpet here for you tonight and tell you what we have going on for you.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Beautiful. And for those of you that see the man in the middle there, his name's Chris Rushliff. For those of you that haven't been around here before, and I'm sure there's a lot of you either here live tonight or those of you that are going to be watching the replay, because a lot of people are going to be seeing this. Again, my name's Jordan Schultz, and we're just so excited to hear tonight about what we're going to reveal. We've talked about, last year our vision was to really just get a team started. It was really just to get a team started and get that team to grow big, and it did. At the beginning of last year, like Amy said, we had less than 200 people in our team, and by the end of last year, I don't know specific numbers, but it was somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. I know that's a big difference, but either way, our team grew somewhere between 8 and 10 times within a year of us really getting started and getting flowing with it. And like Amy said, a majority of that came from that first 90 days of the year of us like literally buckling down, driving our stake in the ground, making it happen, and doing a lot of work for that first 90 days, and really, really laying out what was going to happen over the rest of the year. Now, the cool thing is, after that push there, we were really able to do a lot of fun stuff throughout the rest of the year and work, very little. I'm not going to say that everything's been easy, but work very little. Meaning, I don't know about the other two here, but I took a lot of vacations. I didn't work all that much after that. Maybe on average about 10 to 15 hours a week. On the higher end for most of my weeks. There was a lot of weeks where I didn't work at all. And then there were some weeks throughout the end of the year where I did work, quite a bit. So I had ups and downs of that and whatnot. But really, it all came from that first 90 days, and so what we're going to reveal tonight is just so cool. I'm so excited. I've done this. I want to let you know, I've done what we're about to pull out here multiple times before. This is not something new. I've done it in multiple different companies over the course of the past few years. And it's pretty cool because I actually looked in on some of my students the other day that were in one of these that followed along with this game plan with me years ago, and really shortly after that, they both broke through to like massive success. In fact, I checked in on them, and some of the statistics that they shared with me, they said they've been able to sponsor between the two of them 1,200 people in the past 18 months and generate over 30,000 leads with YouTube video marketing in the past 18 months, right? And they told me it all started back with what we laid out here, and that's just one example. You're going to hear some more examples tonight. You're going to hear from some other people tonight, and you're going to understand why that's possible when we get into it, when we really get into it. One of the other things we're going to discuss, like Amy mentioned before, one of the other things we're going to discuss is why most people don't succeed. Like, what are the main reasons why most people don't succeed? Because when you understand why people don't succeed, you know that you should just do the exact opposite. And we're not only going to tell you why people don't succeed, we're going to tell you the exact opposite. And so before we really get into that, I've got a whole bunch of notes over here, folks. We've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to be glancing over at my notes to keep on track so that we can keep this under an hour. Like Amy said, it's short, relatively speaking, because we typically can go anywhere. I mean, our Hangouts have been upwards of 4 hours before, and YouTube just shot us down. We're going to keep it under an hour here. We're going to do our best. So I'm going to be glancing over at notes and stuff. And one of the things that some of you might be saying right now is, yeah, sure, those students, they went on and became extremely successful. Yeah, you guys worked hard for 90 days, and you became extremely successful. But is this something that really can work for anyone and everyone, especially me? Is this something that I can plug in with, that I can go and just get massive results with? And, I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's be real for a moment. Like, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not going to say, yes, this is going to cause you to get massive results. What I'm saying is, yes, this can cause you to get massive results. This can help propel you to get massive results. But I'm not going to guarantee you for 1 second that you're going to plug in with this do nothing and get a ton of results. It's interesting. A lot of people look at successful people and they say, oh, that person was an overnight success. And I was hearing from someone who's literally made tens of millions of dollars in this industry just the other day. He's like, a lot of people looked at me as an overnight success. He said, yeah, my success happened overnight after 4 years of hard work, I forget how many years it was, but it was years of hard work. Now, our goal is to compress that time. Our goal is to, it took me, and I'm going to share with you in just a little bit here, what really happened for me to become successful personally, and I know Amy and Chris are going to share some different stuff as well. So again, let's be real, folks. The people that commit, like Amy said, the people that go all in are the people that succeed. And it's interesting enough, I got this book here. It's called Aspire by Kevin Hall. And Amy bought this for me for my birthday last year, and it's about different words. And one of the words is Olin, and it's spelled Ollin. And I just want to read a little bit of this to you so you understand what it means to be committed, because this is really the most important part. When an earthquake or great storm shook the earth, the ancient Aztecs described such power with a single word, Olin. It is a word that can be found on the Aztec calendar and on many of the instruments used in sacred pre-Columbian ceremonies, pronounced all in. It is an expression of immense depth that conveys intense and immediate movement. Stemming from the ancient Nahuatl language, Olin is derived from, and I'm going to mess up these words right here, so just, bear with me here, because I'm not an ancient Aztec, if you can't tell. Olin is derived from Yolotl, meaning heart, and Yolisli, meaning life. Olin means to move and act now with all your heart. To move and act now with all your heart. To follow your path in life wholeheartedly. To experience Olin, we have to get all in. So, I just wanted to share that with you because really, that's the kind of stuff that's what has to happen there. So, again, before we move on, a couple house rules about what's happening here. Is this is not for lazy people. This is not for people that are looking for a push-button system that does all the work for you and you don't do anything. This is not for the people with a lottery mentality that are looking for, like, if I just join this thing with you and I just follow this game plan and I do nothing, am I going to get a ton of results? Absolutely not, So hopefully we cleared that up. Now we can move on and get into, get into the training. And with that, I want to share with you what happened to me, just over 4 years now. It was in December of 2009. I started my business in January of 2009. It was January 16th of 2009 was the day I started my business. And by December, I had made money throughout the year. I had some success. I had some decent success. I had also spent a ton of money doing things the absolute wrong way before I learned from a mentor, before I plugged in with a mentor and said, how do I do things the right way since I've been doing it the wrong way for so long? But something continued to happen there, and by the end of 2009, I was still losing a ton of money in my business. And it's for one reason and one reason only, and we're going to get into why that is. In just a moment here. But I had a decision to make at that point in time. I said I can either close up my business, and here's why, because I was only making $500 a month at my job. My business is costing me $800. I'm only bringing in $500 from my job. Every credit card I had is completely maxed out. I couldn't borrow money from anywhere else. I couldn't rob Peter to pay Paul anymore. And so I had to figure something different. Either I could shut down shop completely, go back to my job, try and get more hours, get another job, and start paying everything off, which sounded just awful to me, and I was like, or I can really start listening to that one thing that people told me about, the one thing that people told me would really shift things for me, and I can begin doing that. And my decision was, I'm going to go for my dreams. My decision was, I'm going to go for what I really want in life, what I deserve, what I know I deserve. And that's what I did. So I got all in. I made that commitment right there. Back in December of 2009, it was the very end of the year, and by February, I had my first $1,000 month, and every day since then, every month since then, I had never made less money than that, and it was 8 months after that I had quit my job. So it's amazing how I can go from a year of ups and downs and struggles to all of a sudden, in an instant, I made a decision to do something different. I made a commitment to be all in. I made a commitment to really, focus on it. And within 8 months, my job is gone, and I have never had a job since then. It's absolutely amazing. So, with that, like I said, we're going to get into why do people struggle, and why don't people succeed? Like, what are some of the reasons here? I came up with really 3 main reasons. And there might be some more. Maybe Chris and Amy could chime in here. Really, the one reason I have is they don't know what to do on a daily basis. People don't have a daily action plan of something they can do on a daily basis in order to move forward and succeed. Number 2 was they don't believe they can actually do what is necessary. So that was before, where you're looking and saying, I know you guys can do it because you're on the computer screen and you're in the video, and I know the people you talked about can do it, but I'm not sure if I can do it. That's one of the other reasons people don't actually believe they can succeed. And number 3 was they don't stay committed enough on that daily routine to see success. Can you two think any other reasons there? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of them. Do you want to throw anything out there?
Well, one thing is just what I said before. I'm going to say it again. A lot of people don't put that stake in the ground. They say, I'm going to try this and see if it works. And they don't give it a long enough time. I mean, what I really recommend is say, I'm going to do this full out for at least a year. I mean, really, realistically, that's the kind of commitment that it's going to take to have success in things, especially if it's a new career path for you. And I think that's something that a lot of people, like, they join and they're like, well, if I don't make money in my first month, I'm going to quit. If you start something with that attitude, the chances of you ever succeeding are slim to none, because nobody's going to want to join you, first of all. And you're, Jordan said about the belief, you don't actually believe you can succeed if that's the way that you're thinking. So I think that's a big one.
No, that's perfect, Amy. I totally agree. And I mean, all I would really say there is, and by the way, welcome everyone. And what I would really say here is, there's a reason why you hear about people who oftentimes they buy, like Tony Robbins was talking about this a while back, him and Frank Kern, and I believe, I can't remember who else was with him, but they did an interview and they talked about why is it that a lot of people are given all of the steps right in front of them, and why do they not take action? And what it came down to, because it was a funny statistic that about 18 to 19 out of 20 people that order a home study course, would you believe that they don't even take it out of the plastic? They don't even open it up.
How many is that?
18
to 20%?
18 to 19 out of 20.
18 to 19.
Yes.
90 to 95% of people.
Yes. Yes.
That's kind of interesting that there's like a 95% failure rate in everything in life, isn't that?
It's called application. Yes, it's called application.
Yeah.
And when you apply yourself,
that's awesome.
So because the thing is, a lot of people are really good at promising you results and making you feel like that if you just simply buy something, what that does to your brain is that because you paid money for it, you have solved the pain part in your brain just by giving money to it. Okay? So what that means is essentially, people can play to your emotions and pain and get you to buy something, and you feel that you've solved the problem just by buying it. It's almost a subconscious thing that you do. And the thing about this is that, we're not going to sugarcoat things here. A lot of you have seen a lot of sides of us, and a lot of us, about how we market and what we teach you and what we do. But a lot of you don't see the tenacity and how much we work, and it's not all the time. Like Amy said earlier, we really worked hard for like a 90-day period, and it kind of gets you to the point where you get to that peak of the hill, and then you've got momentum, and you can take your foot off the gas a little bit, but you're already going downhill from that point, and things continue to spiral, which is why Jordan was able to take the vacations that he was and do, last year and still afford the type of income that he made. And so what we're going to talk to you about tonight is not popular, okay, but this is for the people that are serious, the people that really want results. You're going to see sides of us that you probably haven't seen before, where we get tenacious about applying these things that, when all put together, really is the formula for making things happen. So that's what I think about it. So yeah, back over to you, George.
Awesome. Beautiful. Well, without further ado, now that we know the reasons people don't succeed, let's talk about how we're actually going to help people succeed. What are three things that can help people succeed? And I've got them listed out right here. Is we've got to show people something they can actually do, something that they can actually do on a daily basis, not some. Yes, you got to have a vision. You got to have a vision, a big picture, something we're going to do. Like our vision for getting 50 new six-figure earners, awesome. Our vision for helping 80 people come home from their job, awesome. I know that a lot of people watching this, because you're even here, sitting here watching this right now, you came here because the title is how we're going to create more six-figure earners. You want to know how to do that, right? But that's a big picture thing, and that's awesome, but you need a daily action plan. You need a daily routine, something you can do, chunking it down a little bit at a time to get those results. So that's the first thing, is the daily action plan. The second thing is the vision they can stand behind and attach themselves to. Well, that's what I just talked about there. The vision being 56-figure earners, 80 people coming home from their jobs. Will you be one of them? That's we bring in that come home from their work. It's not going to be just our people. There are people 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 levels down from us, and it's going to be their people. It's going to be your people. It's going to be those of you that get started even here tonight, or as you're watching the recording of this, that get started with us, that make a decision to do this. You're going to bring someone in that is going to go out there and become that six-figure earner. That's going to be able to quit their job this year, and it's going to be because they got started with you, not with us. So, and ultimately that is still with us. And the third thing is getting people to commit long enough to start seeing results. The average person, like Chris just said there, 90 to 95% of people don't even open the packaging when they order something. Don't even open the packaging when they order something. And interestingly enough, I'm actually looking at a thing right over there, Chris, that one of my buddies gave me. It was how to get to $30,000 a month, and this was an outdated course when he handed it to me. But the funny thing is, it's been sitting there for since I moved in here. It's been sitting there, and I never touched it. Now, I'm not saying I'm not an action taker, but it is interesting how you say that. That most people don't even go through the stuff, right? Well, the average person in our industry lasts 42 days before they're on to the next business, before they quit the industry as a whole. 42 days. If you were to commit to a business for 42 days, if you were to open up, this is such a good analogy, folks. If you were to open up a McDonald's and 42 days later you weren't in profit, would you say, "Oh, time to go start Burger King. Oh, time to go start a Taco Bell," and then 42 days later, "Oh, better go start a KFC because this one's not working yet either." It's almost obnoxious that people do that, and yet that's the average. So really, it's getting people to commit for that long enough haul so that they can start seeing results of some sort. Now, some people will see results today. Some of you will get started with us here tonight, and you'll see results in the next few days, and we're going to share with you how that's going to be possible and how the people that get started here tonight are going to see more results than ever. We're going to share all of this stuff here over the course of the evening. So what is it that we're doing here? Well, I want to introduce you to the BTC 90-day challenge. I want to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. We're going to tell you how we're going to do it. We're going to tell you what it's all about. So just grab a pen and paper. Write some of this down, or don't. You can watch the replay later, or just really sit there and pay attention to what I'm going to say because it's important. So it's in a nutshell. And again, I'm looking at my notes here, folks, because if I ramble on in circles, I'm going to be here for hours. So I'm going to read some of the stuff right off from over here. It's going to give you the better information and not make you have to sit here for hours, which I think you're excited about. You'd rather get into action now, immediate action. It's a 90-day action plan designed to get you results, to show you what to do on a daily basis that actually matters, and to surround yourself with a group of hungry entrepreneurs ready to start you on day one, start with you on day one and take the 90-day journey with you. So there's going to be a group of people going on a journey with you. That's called support, to help get you the belief in yourself to do this, and most importantly, getting you to commit to yourself and your business for 90 days minimum. You see, when you literally commit for 90 days, I'm not going to go and say that I've studied scientific charts and numbers and whatever else, or guarantee anything whatsoever. In fact, we never guarantee anything. And we talked about incomes here, folks. There's a link at the bottom of this website. That is an income disclaimer link. You can go check out the income disclosure. You can go check out the income disclosure link to see what average earnings are inside of our company that we're promoting here. Go check that out. Our results are on average, and when you understand what we're going to teach here tonight, you're going to understand why our results are on average. Again, if you're wanting to be average, just stop watching. Just literally click that X in the top corner right now. Go away. If you want to be average, but if you want to go and be great and do something different than what you've been doing, if you're ready to change, if you're ready to make some serious changes in your life, and I'm not talking about just making money, I'm not talking about just having a better business, we're going to transform you in areas of your life that you didn't even know needed transforming. We're going to transform you in areas of your life that you might not even want to transforming, you're still going to do it anyway because you're ready for a life overhaul. That's why you're paying attention here tonight. If you're not ready for change, if you're not ready to commit to something, get out of here. I'm going to leave it at that. So first and foremost, we're going to be hosting live weekly coaching calls. Every single Monday night. We're going to be doing this, and it's going to be at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. It's going to be the same time as this call right here, and I'm going to tell you when that date is going to start. It's not going to start for a short time here, but it's going to be every single Monday night, and we're doing that for a specific reason, which we'll get into later. We're also recording those, and I'll tell you where you can access the recordings in just a moment. We're going to give you a daily action plan to keep you on track throughout the week. You're going to have literally a checklist of do this. Really cool thing, folks. Like I remember when I worked at this place called Cousin Subs. It was kind of like a Subway shop, only better bread, and that's their motto: better bread, better subs. They're awesome. If you're from the Midwest, if you're from like the Wisconsin, Chicago area, you know what Cousin Subs is, and you know that they're dank. If you don't, it's like a fast food sub shop. And I worked there, and I remember something that I've actually applied in a lot of different areas of my life. I applied it when I was running a restaurant with my parents. I applied it managing the kitchen there. I've applied it in my daily work routine, and I'm going to teach you how to apply it here. Is every single day we had a piece of paper that was in a plastic sheet that had a checklist of things that needed to be done by the end of the night. And every single night I would take a dry erase marker, and as I was getting stuff done, we had different checklists for different people that were doing different things, right? If someone was a cashier, they had a certain checklist. If someone was doing whatever, they had different checklists. So you would take your checklist as you were doing your closing routine, and you would just dry erase marker, cross off the things as you were doing. And now the cool thing here is you look at that and you say, I got that done today. I'm closer to getting out of here. And then you keep checking stuff off. And it's like, before you know it, you got like one thing left, and that's lock the door and go home, And all of a sudden, like you're ready to rock and get out of there. It's very rewarding, first and foremost. Second, you never forget anything. If you follow a checklist, you don't forget to do things, right? If you have a daily checklist, you're going to do what you need to do on a daily basis. And the amazing thing is, over the course of 90 days, all of a sudden that becomes habit. Well, I applied that in my own business of internet marketing, and this was when I talked to you about January of 2010 there, and 8 months later I quit my job. What I did was I had a daily checklist of things that I do. I'd wake up in the morning before I was even remotely conscious or awake, because I was only sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a night. I would roll into my desk chair. My bed was like right here, and I would literally slide into my desk chair and wipe my face and click the light on and get my computer up. And I would look at this checklist and I would just plow through all this stuff, and I was totally unconscious the whole time I was doing it. Well, within a very short time period, within a month and a half, 2 months, all of a sudden I was doing those things without the checklist, and I was getting them done without even being conscious, right? So I was getting my marketing routine done every day without even being conscious. That's one of the important things about having a checklist. If you're not doing that, make sure you're doing that. At least when you're getting started, having a daily routine to really form those habits. Number 3 is we're going to plug you into an exclusive Facebook group. We've got the Facebook group created that is going to be just for these 90-day challengers. where you can connect with other challengers. You can meet all the people in there. You can get support. You can get questions answered. And, just as importantly, you can form even smaller mastermind groups with other people in the challenge. Now, here's the cool thing. When you look in that group, you're going to say, I know these people are committed. And you're going to get to know people, and you're going to say, I want to work with that person. And so you'll just connect with them, and you say, I want to be like a mastermind partner. We're not going to assign mastermind partners because some people don't need it. But you can connect with other people and have running partners, and we'll have a whole group of running partners. It's absolutely amazing. We're also putting together, and it's done. We might have to tweak it just a little bit here. It'll be up in the next day or so. We have a special marketing funnel with a capture page that's going to lead to this video. Now, this capture page that you're going to be able to market, you're going to be able to market this challenge, and I'm going to share with you why that's so important, why that's so cool, and why those of you that are watching this now, the live, are in such a better place than the people that aren't here with us live. And those of you that are watching this even weeks before the deadline are in such a better place than the people who are watching this the day of the deadline. Even though those of you watching this, if it's the deadline day right here, if we're at the deadline right here and tonight's the closing the doors, understand you're going to benefit. You're going to benefit just as much, but some other people are going to have a little bit of a jump on you. So that being said, again, we're putting together a special marketing funnel, and we're closing the doors the 13th of April at midnight Eastern time. Again, the 13th of April at midnight Eastern time. We'll probably throw a countdown timer on this page when you see the recording and whatnot, so you'll see when that goes to. And it's going to have special email follow-up in there that myself, Amy, and Chris are. Some of it's together and some of it's going to come up tomorrow. We had to wait till we got done with this Hangout before we could write stuff, because we want to write stuff that's inspired. And so we're going to have an email autoresponder done for you that you're going to be able to plug into, and a special marketing funnel that you're going to be able to market with. And we're going to share with you in just a moment why that's so powerful. And then everything that I've just talked about here is going to be organized in a private membership area on our team site for everyone who joins the challenge, including the different marketing training that we're going to put together to teach you how to market this challenge so that you can actually get people into your team leading up to the launch of the challenge. Who's excited out there? I haven't even looked at the page yet. Are you guys getting pumped up? Leaving some comments down below. I mean, who is starting to get on? Oh my God, there's tons of comments here. Dang.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Seeing Michael Leaf just
right.
Pumped. Yeah.
You know what? I don't even have time to go look at all these comments right now because we got some more stuff. Beautiful. So, when does this start? And, man, the special guest that's out there paying attention, you can go ahead and jump on now because you're coming up here in just a moment. So go ahead and jump on, and I'll finish out before we have you say your thing here. Super secret special guest. So when does it start? It's going to start April 14th at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And it's going to go until Monday, July 14th, which is 90 days. I might be off on the 90 days. There might be, I'll be honest with you, I might be off. That might be 90 days. That might be 89 days. It might go till the whatever, but we're going to do a call on the 90th day. So it might be that day there, and it might be a slightly different day. Again, if you can't make the live calls, we do have recordings. And so we're going to do that every single week on that Monday at 9 p.m. over the course of that 90 days. And my promise to you is that your life is going to transform in some way. Not to those of you that are looking to get in this and do nothing, but to those of you that are looking to get in this, get Olin, Ollin, getting Olin, committing with us, and really just deciding that you're ready for something different. Just decide. I mean, that was what happened to me at the end of my first year. I finally said, you know what? I've been messing around enough. I've been playing this as a hobby. I've been playing this as a game. I've been not really listening to these people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, to these people who are making millions of dollars a year. Maybe I should finally just listen to them and really commit myself to this. And not just saying, yeah, I'm doing stuff every day, but you don't know what you're doing. You're kind of all over the place and in circles. Actually having a solid daily action plan and being committed. When you wake up in the morning, you know what you're going to get done because you follow a daily action plan and you do it consistently day after day after day after day. Just like Darren Hardy talks about in the compound effect, after a time period, it's those daily actions that build that snowball, that make that snowball bigger, that all of a sudden it's just rolling and you can't stop it if you want to. That is, again, why we worked for 3 months last year and then, scattered my work throughout the rest of the year and was still able to make as much money as I did and still, take as many vacations as I did and be unplugged from my business for as long as I could while helping other people succeed. With that, again, I'm gonna introduce you in just a moment when he gets out here to someone who joined the challenge with me a few years ago, and let him share with you, not so much step by step what he did, but how his business changed over the course of that time period. To give you a little bit of, here's the thing, folks, and this is something I absolutely love. To show you what's possible. Some people want to go and click that link down below and look at like the average earnings disclosure, and they want to say, well, what's average? I want to see what average people are doing, and they'll look at people that are at the top of that, the epitome of that, what's possible, and they'll say, yeah, that's only a few people though. But isn't it cool that that exists? Like, isn't it cool to know what's possible, to know how your life can transform in that time period? I even think about the fact, folks, that, not even 30 days ago, I changed my diet completely, and I started working out 6 days a week, not insanely working out. I'm working out for like 10 to 15 minutes a day, and then 1 day a week, I'm doing a 45-minute to 60-minute workout, and my everything about me has changed in about 27 days. It can change that fast. And speaking of someone else who's been on a workout tear, Perrig here, man. Perrig Venetier. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How's it going, man?
Awesome. So yeah, man, why don't you just, share with people, really, why you got involved in it the years ago when you had, and what changed for you over that course of that 90-day period there?
Sure, thanks. First of all, I wanted to say hi to everyone and welcome to everyone who's new and looking at this. You guys are such, you're in for a treat because those 90-day challenges are a way, at least for me, it was a way to really kickstart my business. I don't remember, when was it? Is it 2011 or was it 2012 that they had a challenge? I already forgot.
I think it was 11. I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, so I started my business like around 2009, and it's it was fine, but it was nothing crazy, and I've been I was doing things like a little bit here, a little bit there, but nothing really focused. And I don't know how I kind of got in touch with Jordan at the time. Right when he was starting a 90-day challenge. And I knew, because I've heard it many times before, that there are a few things, and Jordan mentioned it, that make people successful. Is one, you got to have a plan, Two, you gotta have focus and you gotta take action every day. And I didn't have that. I was kind of like doing things a little bit scattered. So I figured, why not try this and see what they have in place for that challenge to go for it, really. And I won't go through all the details. I might go through that some other times. And if you guys are in a challenge, I might be able to talk about that later on in some training. But what happened is that as soon as I started the challenge and made a commitment, that was the biggest thing for me, was make a commitment to do something, the same thing for 90 days. And I made that commitment and I put a plan together. And I mean, Jordan and Amy and Chris here, they're going to have a plan for you. So you might not even have to do all this extra work that I did at the time. But at the time I had to put a plan together. And I did, and I just followed the plan through it was 40 days where I started to see huge results. So it was really fast for me. And at the end of 90 days, it was cruising really smooth. So I cannot tell you, how powerful a 90-day sprint challenge, whatever you want to call it, plan is. And everything that has happened so far, after that, Jordan, it's all, thanks to you. So, big thanks to you for that.
Awesome. One of the actually two of the things I love, Parag, because I'll never forget this. Like what had happened to you, or what you had accomplished really in such a short time period there. I know that before the challenge started that time, you were getting less than 300 visitors a month to your blog, which is less than 10 visitors a day. Now, in about 42 days, what were you able to accomplish there? Because that was just amazing.
Right. So just to give quick background, what I had decided to do during the challenge is to focus 100% on content on my own blog. At the time, Power wasn't, was it? Oh, no, it wasn't even there. No, I think it was 2011, so it wasn't there. So I had my own blog that I had to keep mending and all this stuff that nobody wants to do. But what I decided to do is to focus 100% on creating content, or posting content, I should say, and SEO. So at the time, that's what I wanted to do. I'm a tech guy. That was my thing, and I did that. And what I did is that I put a plan together, and because I work full time, my plan was that I knew I wouldn't have the time, and that's where things started to fall together when you put this plan together. Is at the time I thought, will I be able to create one piece of content every single day, English not being my first language? Will I be able to do that in a way that was enticing for people to read for 90 days every single days? And I said, there's no way that's going to happen with everything else that I was doing. So what I did is I put this plan. I said, okay, well, instead of trying that, and I know I'm not going to be able to continue it through the 90 days, what I did instead is I said, what is the other way that I could do this? And that applies for anything that people are going to do during the challenge. For me, what I said was, well, instead of trying this and knowing that it's not going to work, what I'm going to do is that instead I'm going to hire someone that's going to write that content for me, and I'm going to focus 100% on posting it and the SEO, because I knew I was really strong at this and I would have time, I had the time to do that. So that's the plan I put together, and it worked beautifully. And so in 42 days, I went from having about 10 to 20 visitors a day to my blog to about 300 to 400 a day, and that was really fast. And I was actually surprised that it was so fast, because I didn't expect it. But I didn't that wasn't my goal. My goal was to just post an article every single day to my blog and just do the SEO. I didn't say, okay, how can I get 300 visitors to my blog tomorrow? No, I took every single day the same actions for 42 days. And I didn't really think about it. That's what I did. And it was beautiful.
The results speak for themselves, you know. I mean, that's really it. There. Sometimes people are so focused on the grand picture or on, you know, the end result or whatever. And it's not. I'm not saying that it's not good to have a vision of where you want to head to, but when you just focus on doing something day after day after day after day, and you're consistent with it, and you're doing the right actions. I'm not talking about bobbling around on Facebook and, you know, playing games and, you know, checking some stuff here and posting a thing over here and, you know, then playing on Twitter and then LinkedIn and then Pinterest and going all over the place. I'm talking about a daily focused routine of something you do the same every single day, and over time that compound effect kicks in. And I mean, that's just proof positive right there in and of itself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if someone doesn't like content, and you know, you mentioned Pinterest, you know, just decide that you're going to create. I don't even know how Pinterest works, so maybe I'm going to say something that
Right.
makes no sense. But if someone would create 5 boards a day with 20 pictures in each board for 90 days, that's a strategy. I don't know Pinterest. I don't know if that, you know, if that's a good strategy or not.
Right.
But you know, you know is to do it, right? So that would be a strategy, and not thinking, oh, how I'm gonna do, you know, 3 million photos on Pinterest. You know, that people never are gonna do that. So taking this simple action is really simple. It's really good.
Beautiful, man.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, hey, man.
It's so exciting.
Want to thank you for jumping out here tonight.
Sure.
And want to say I'm pumped too, man. If you guys can't tell, I'm like, but want to thank you for jumping out here tonight, Perig, and want to thank you for sharing that and for all the other stuff you've done. You know, Perig, folks, has been behind the scenes building this funnel with us and doing some of the other technical stuff behind it. So, you know, it's awesome to have a solid team here that can put this stuff together and make it all possible, and all for you guys too. So. Thanks for jumping out, man. I'm going to go ahead and jump back. Yeah, man. Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to jump in while Perig's on here real quick, too, and just say something here that, you know, I've had experience with programmers and had some, you know, friends in the business that had experience with people that were doing tech stuff and programming that didn't necessarily have marketing experience. And what it caused was a lot of frustration in the long haul about you know, how things were set up, and things had to be redone a lot of the time to be optimized for marketing. And one of the cool things that we have here that's really unique is that Perig not only is a tech guy that can do stuff like that, but he also is a brilliant marketer and has proven that over the 90-day challenges. And you guys are going to be able to take advantage of that within this challenge as well. So I'm really happy to have you here, bud.
Thank you, Chris.
Awesome.
See you guys later.
See you, everybody. So with that, folks, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you are asking by now, how do I get into this? Like, what's the deal here? Is it $10,000? Is it $5,000? Am I gonna have to pay $1,000 for the coaching and for all the stuff you put together? What's the deal here? How do I get in? And you know, honestly, the last time that I did this, and I've done this now 3 different times here, actually 3 or 4 times so far. I forget how many. But last time that I did this, we charged people $500 to be a part of this on top of their monthly. They were already paying monthly fees to be a part of the company. They're already paying for all the stuff that we required of them. And we charged them $500 additionally on top of that just to be involved. And, you know, this time, though, we wanted to do something different. We actually just wanted to give it to you. We wanted to say, you know, we really want to hit our vision of 50 people becoming 6-figure earners this year. We really wanted to hit our vision of bringing 80 people home from their jobs. We really want to affect as many people as possible in such a positive way. And so we're literally just opening this challenge up. There are some requirements for you to get involved, but we're not charging you on top of being a part of the team. We're not going to charge you on top of that. So how do you get involved here? What is it that you got to do? What is it that you got to do? So the first and foremost, the first thing you got to do is click the button down below. If you're not in our team already, click that button below, get started. You're going to be getting started with the person who invited you here. And again, if you're joining this early on, if you're joining this anytime before the challenge closes here, you're going to be able to start building your team, and I'm going to get to that more in just a moment, by sharing this exact video with people, and we're going to teach you how to do that in just a moment. So click the button below to get started at the $25 a month basic membership level. Now, above and beyond that, we are requiring that you go and join the Inner Circle, which is another $100 a month, and there's a reason for that, because it plays such an important role in your development and in your daily routine. What you learn inside of there is going to be part of your daily routine. Learning from inside that inner circle, from six-figure earners, from seven-figure earners, from people who earn $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a month. The training that they teach inside of there, we can't give you. Why? Because I'm not earning $700,000 a month yet, you know. And so we're going to plug you in with some people who are on a daily basis, so you can get some goods that, quite honestly, I can't personally offer you, but I can plug you in. I'm just a bridge to that information. So you got to be a part of the basic membership and Inner Circle. That's $125 a month. And if you decide that you want to resell the products here and make 100% commissions, there's a $19.95 a month affiliate fee, right? That's even, here's the cool thing about that. You'd have to be a part of that anyway, because that's what we're teaching on. That's still way less than $500. And here's why we're doing it that way. Here's another reason why we're doing it that way. Because, now, not everyone who gets started in this, not everyone who's a part of this challenge is going to personally financially benefit myself, Amy, and Chris, and the other people that are helping us put this together and whatnot, and Harry and everyone here. But here's what we do know, is that the people that are in our teams personally, the people that we will benefit financially from, are going to succeed so much here that the $500 that we could charge per head off of this is nothing in comparison to what our entire team, including ourselves, are going to be making, because so many more people are going to become successful here. Sometimes you got to look at, you got to set aside the up close, the front side, the immediate gain for the long term. Well, we're very good at that, and the bottom line is, when we set aside that upfront $500 a head, which we could make tens of thousands of dollars over the course of the next 35, 40 days selling it for that, no problem. We're not going to do that, because over the course of the next year, we're going to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars because of this. And so, that's one of the reasons we decided to give this away for free. So again, how do you do that? You get started below for $25 a month. Once you're in, you log into your Empower Network back office. You join at the Inner Circle level for $100 a month, and the $19.95 a month affiliate fee in order to resell the products. You're going to get plugged in. So whoever you join with is going to plug you in with our team site. And I want to make sure to mention this, is that we have a support tab on our team site. You're simply going to get in touch with that support tab and say, hey, I'm joining the challenge, right? I'm joining the challenge. Now, those of you that are already in the team, if you're already in at the Inner Circle level, I've just gone ahead and pushed you onto the challenge section of the team site. Don't worry about it. Like, not everyone who's in the team has to go and do that. But for those of you that are just getting started now, for those of you that are joining now and becoming on board with this challenge here, and there's going to be a lot of you, you have to then log into our team site, which is the BeTheChangeTeam.com. You're gonna get a registration from the person who you join. They're going to give you a registration link to plug in with this. Once you get on the team site, you'll see a support tab in the top right. You're going to go onto that support tab. You're going to get in touch with our support and say, I'm a part of the challenge. They're going to tell you what to do from there. There's going to be a few things that they need to verify with you that they will take care of. Don't worry about what that is right now. They'll verify that with you, and then they'll plug you into that section on the team site and then you'll have access to what to do to get started. We've got a video series that's going to show you what to do to get started, how to effectively market this. It is not live yet tonight, the time that we're recording this, but we're going to put together some training over the next few days to teach you how to go out over the next 45 days and market this. And here's the other point here, and I think Chris and Amy, you're going to have a lot to say about this, because this is just so exciting here. This is really one of the things that's going to propel the momentum here for all of you who are here tonight, and for all of you who are watching this, even the recording, before we get into the challenge, before April 14th, before the challenge is live. That challenge is meant to take you from wherever you are to giving you that daily action plan, to helping you succeed, or to helping you create those habits and create that momentum. Now, you might not be job-free in 90 days. You might not be a millionaire in 90 days. In fact, I'm not going to guarantee that you will. You might not make tens of thousands of dollars a month in 90 days, but you might. You might, right? But here's what's going to happen. You're going to create that momentum that's going to push you in the direction of earning $5,000 a month, earning $10,000 a month, becoming a six-figure earner, creating a team, getting to your dreams, quitting your job, all that stuff that we have planned for you. It starts with you creating momentum. Now, before that, here's where the cool thing is, folks. For those of you that are here now, for those of you that are deciding to get started with us here tonight, and you're ready for this, this is just so cool, because the last times that I've done this, in fact, the first time I did this ever, the very first time that I ever did this, we had a 30-day stretch from the time we introduced this till the time the doors closed, right? The doors are closing April 13th at midnight Eastern time. We have 47 days. So I had 30 days. In that 30-day stretch, I personally brought in 40 new people into my team. 40 new people into my team in that 30-day stretch. We have 47 days. And my math might be off. We might have 46 days. We might have 49. I don't know. I'm just guessing here because I don't know how many days are in different months. But we roughly have 45 to 48 days, somewhere in there, right? And so you have 50% more time than I had, right? You have 50% more time than I had to be able to go ahead and do this, right? And so those of you that are here now, when you plug in, when you get into the challenge and you go through the process of logging in and getting everything set up, we're going to have training that's going to teach you how you can get the message out about this 90-day challenge, the exact capture page that you can use, the exact email follow-up that you're going to have literally plug in there for you. We're going to show you step by step how to plug that in. It's super simple. Takes like literally, probably 10 to 20 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on your technical skills. And the capture page is done for you. Everything's coded up. It's going to leave the sales page. When people click that button down below and they decide to join, they're joining with you. And that's just absolutely the cool thing. Now here's the thing is, those of you that are here now and see this vision with us and start taking action and start inviting people here, you're going to have, you're really going to be on track to start earning six figures this year, like massively. And here's the other cool thing about that. By the time the challenge launches in 47 days from now, you're going to have a team underneath you. You're going to have a team of people underneath you that are going to be plugging into the challenge. And what better way to get your team started than plugging them into a 90-day routine, than plugging them into a 90-day habit builder, than plugging them into a 90-day challenge where they can create momentum in their business from day one. And the other cool thing, it gets better. I love saying that once in a while, even though I don't like being necessarily too hypey, but I'm so excited here for a lot of different reasons. The other thing is, the people that you start bringing in now, they have the chance to build a team. Then here's the beautiful thing is, you can have team members that are starting to earn six figures this year. You can have team members that are starting to earn six figures this year. You can have team members that are starting to earn six figures this year. And with that, I mean, Chris, what is it What is it like? I mean, I know what it's like to have six-figure earners. What does that do for you having six-figure earners on your team here, man?
But, you know, it kind of propels your income to the next level, and it takes everything to the next level. I'll tell you this, you know, when I started my 90-day real big grind, you know, I actually started that in about October of 2012 is when I really started with mine, and I was blogging every day. I was doing a post every day, and I was doing it, and I just read that. That's funny. Side chat. So I was doing a post about every day, and what I saw happen to myself in that just 30-day period was transformational, and I rode that momentum and energy all the way until the beginning of January when Jordan and Amy and I came together, early in December when we came together. And by January, you know, back in October, beginning of October, I was at like $3,000 a month. Okay, and fast forward to January, my month was $16,075, and that was from a 90-day stretch from that time. Now, what happened at that point is that it fluctuated because that was big months. So I actually averaged about 12 for the next couple months, but that's while Jordan was getting really going. He went through his 90-day burst. At the same time, Angela started in December and started going on her real long 90-day burst, really grinding it out, getting momentum in her business. Landon made the decision to get going just a couple months in. I think it was about March when he really got going, and his 90-day burst just catapulted him to about $10,000 a month within a 90-day period. And so what happened to me is that my income jumped up to as much as even $20,000 a month. And so, you know, from my own efforts, I was averaging around 12, 13. But because of having team members that went through a 90-day push, my income was as much as $20,000 in certain months. And so that's something that when you have people that come with you and do this, the synergy of everything, of the energy, multiplies, and you've got cohesiveness and the momentum, you go even quicker. And then, you know, obviously your income jumps from that. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. And obviously, if you have a chance now to bring people in now, get started with you now, then you can be in that position in 90 days where you already have leaders with you that are already, you know, sending the pass ups through the comp plan and everything that do the same thing to your income, take you to the next level. It's like a quantum leap. So that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Man, that's beautiful. Awesome. Well, you know, Amy, I want to, you know, I know you're not frozen there, even though it shows on my screen that you're frozen. But I want to just pull you out here. You know, what are your thoughts after this? Like, what's going on here? How excited are we?
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, one analogy that comes to mind for me is, you know, I mean, there's a few, but it's like with a 90-day challenge, you know, just like Perig made a really good point about how he said he didn't think about like what was going to happen. He just did his daily action every day, and then he got these results. And like that's what happens. Like that's been my experience. Like with exercise, right? Like I got on this major. I've always been into fitness, but I shifted that to like another. I decided I was taking it to the next level a little less than a year ago, and literally like just doing my thing every day, not necessarily seeing a major result every day, but all of a sudden one day I started to see like I saw the fruit of my labor, and it was just because from chipping away day after day after day. And so you know, it's like the wax on, wax off thing with Mr. Miyagi, you know, like sometimes we don't understand why we have to do these things every day, and then all of a sudden one day it clicks in. And the same thing with the inner circle. Like the inner circle, like Jordan said, is such a crucial part of this. The inner circle for me was such a crucial part of kind of the snowball effect for me, because the inner circle, I mean, it's part of the 8 core commitments. in Empower Network is to listen to the inner circle every day. And I did that. Like when I first got going in Empower Network, I didn't have a team above me to support me. I just did it on my own. And all I did was plug into those 8 core commitments. And I did that inner circle every day. And it started to really shift my mind, but I didn't realize it was happening while it was happening. And then all of a sudden, boom, it was like a snowball effect. Like something shifted in my mind. I started to believe that making money could be easy because I never had that belief before. And all of a sudden it became easy. But it wasn't like I listened to the inner circle one day and that happened. It was just like constantly feeding my brain and feeding my brain and feeding my brain. And so that's why, this inner circle, I love that this is part of this. It's not just like action, it's not just, marketing type of action. There's other pieces of the equation on that checklist that are going to create a huge amount of success for people. And I think some of the things on that checklist are things that people they don't do it. If they don't feel like they have enough time, these are the things that don't get done, and these are the things that make it different, a big part of the difference. And so I'm really excited to be able to watch the shifts happen on our team, to be able to give people something really easy that they can on, or like somebody, Michael chimed in the comments about a pilot before takeoff. There's a checklist. You don't just fly away without making sure that everything's set up and ready to go. Same thing. So if you have a checklist and you're going to do this every single day, then and you know what you need to do every day. Like Parade said, you just do that every day without thinking about it. You just do that every day. And all of a sudden, you start to see the fruits of your labor after after enough time has gone by. So, and it might happen sooner than 90 days when you start seeing some major results. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for our team. I'm excited for everybody that plugs into this, and it's gonna be a fun ride for sure.
Awesome. Well, you know what, guys? This is crazy, but we are at the 1 hour mark right here. I think we did it. Like, that is amazing. So, with that, why don't we just do a quick round of closing thoughts here? A quick round of closing thoughts here for a few minutes, and then we're going to call tonight a wrap. And then again, I'll just do a quick recap of what you got to do to get started, how you're going to get plugged into that in a second. So,
okay, yeah, I'll just go first here, and then I'll let Amy follow me here. What I just want to say real quickly is this: there's a lot of times where we've taught what we can to people in the team, and oftentimes we kind of sit back and go, we hope that they really embrace it and take it in and listen to the part where we always said do it consistently, that which is only were the ones that went on to have success in our team. And so what you're going to see here is what I'm really excited about is that when we're going to get on these calls, you're going to see a side of Jordan with serious energy that you've probably never seen before. You're going to see a side of Amy with serious energy. You're going to see a side of me with real serious energy. This is not about, hey, let's we're going to inspire you as well as we always do by our actions, but it may not just be by talking. We're going to be running with you. We're going to be doing this challenge with you as well. You're going to see us run and see how we do this as well, how committed and serious we are to this. You're going to see by example that happening. You're going to see some sides of us that, we're not necessarily going to be babying you. We'll be right there to challenge you at every step of the way. When you make excuses, we're probably going to call you on it. So this is the best thing that you really will have go for you. Some of you may not like me or Jordan or Amy at one point or another in the challenge. And what I would say is get over it, keep going because it's going to be amazing, and you'll see the transformation in 90 days. You just got to trust that. So I'm done. Love it. Can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Over to you, Amy.
Yeah. Yeah, same. And, again, for the third time tonight, I'm just going to say, put your stake in the ground. Draw a line in the sand. Step over it. Don't look back. Plug in. Here's your chance. I mean, we see it every day. We watch people who drift away and go try something else. And, Jordan, what the hell? So, I know it's easy to get distracted, especially on the internet. There's a lot of shiny objects out there. And I know that it's easy to, think that you're playing full out, and when you don't see immediate results, it's easy to get discouraged. This is your chance to just plug into a game plan that we're going to give you, follow along for 90 days, go through your checklist, plug in, and it's kind of like a no-brainer. It's like, well, here's what I have to do. You don't have to sit there and figure it out anymore. And you owe that to yourself. You owe yourself 90 days worth of dedication and discipline to change your life forever. I mean, honestly, that's what you do. And we're making it easy for you. I mean, I'll just say real quickly, when I got into Empower, I said, I didn't have Jordan sponsor me, but then he kind of disappeared and I was on my own. I did a 90-day challenge with some people that I didn't even know that had also just recently joined Empower Network, and we did a 90-day blogging challenge. I think I'm the only one that actually did it. But what I can say is it was because of, we all did it at first, but people started to fizzle away because we didn't have anybody, holding us accountable. But what it did for me was, it helped me catapult my business, but it also had me thinking about, this is going to be a little bit different, but just to give you an example, when I know that I have to create 90 days worth of content, I started planning it better. I started saying, well, this week I'm going to do a series on this topic, and each day I'm going to do a piece of content about this topic, a different spin on this topic. And it had me just really wake up in the morning and know exactly what I needed to do. And so there wasn't, I don't have a lot of time. I'm a single mom, so it wasn't like I was waking up trying to figure out my day once I woke up, what am I going to do? What am I going to create? It was like I knew what I was going to do ahead of time. And so this is going to be that on steroids, and it's going to just make it so much easier for you. I mean, I didn't have anybody handing me a checklist. I was just, I was doing that part of it myself, but it catapulted my business. By myself, I was able to, go from nothing to $2,000 a month in a couple months in Empower Network, which I think without any support is pretty good. So here, with the support of our team, you can do whatever you set your mind to. So, like I said, you owe it to yourself to just play full out for 90 days and see what happens. I challenge you to play full out for 90 days and not be a completely different person at the end of it. Well, that's all I have.
That's the magic of it. I got one last thing here as Amy was saying it, because that's so beautiful, Amy. You're exactly right. I want to back you up on that. And the beautiful thing about this is you said one thing that was really important. You said, I was the only one that finished that 90-day vlogging challenge. And then you talked about the result that you had after that, how you went from 0 to 2,000 in a very, very short amount of time. And this is something that what you're going to realize is it's not just going to be the amount of income that you could possibly and potentially create. I'm not going to guarantee anything for you because it's your own path. But the magic that happens within this daily application is more than can be quantified in any words. And I promise you this, if you stick with this for 90 days, there's going to be aspects to your life and facets of your life and parts of your life that you will not recognize 90 days from now, and you will feel like a different person, and you will have moved forward a lot, and things that were much difficult before will seem effortless now. That's something that I can tell you because I've experienced it for myself. So over to you, Jordan.
Yeah, wait, one more thing, Jordan. But I did a 30-day challenge when I first started doing CrossFit a couple of years ago, and it was same thing. 18 of us started it, one person finished it, me. I cried through at least 50% of those workouts. I cried. I hated my coach. I hated what he told me to do, but I just did it. Sometimes he would say, shut the fuck up and jump over the bar. Because I was like, I can't. And then I would do it. And I would realize, I said I can't, but I actually can. And I had all kinds of breakthroughs over these 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, I didn't even realize how much my body had changed. At the end of the 30 days, I stepped on a scale. I lost 22 pounds. I put on a bikini from before I had kids, which was years before, and I had not worn a bikini since. And I started like bawling because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how much my body transformed in 30 days. I didn't step on a scale during the 30 days because I didn't want to discourage myself or whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying this because it's amazing what can happen in a short period of time with little baby steps every single day if you do not take the blinders off. Just keep doing it, even if you have to cry through it like I did, in those 30 days. It's so worth it to have those kinds of breakthroughs. And again, you won't recognize yourself at the end of it. So that's it.
I'm not going to follow that one up this time. Go ahead. I can follow that.
No. I mean, Amy looking good in a bikini. I mean, I don't even know if I can follow that one up.
One more push-up.
One more push-up. That really is it. I mean, I'm even noticing folks like I decided on the 2nd of February or the 3rd of February, actually the day after the Super Bowl, I started a cleanse, a raw vegan cleanse, and I started working out again. Not like I'm not going to the gym for an hour to 2 hours every day. I'm working out like 10 minutes a day, and every day I don't notice a big difference. But the other week I was over at Amy's house, and I took pictures of myself 15 days in, and I looked at the pictures from 2 days before I started, and I looked at pictures from 15 days in. You would not believe the difference that I saw in my body. So you don't notice stuff on a daily basis, but there's a noticeable difference in 15 days. There's a noticeable difference. There's going to be a noticeable difference when I take pictures again in 5 more days at the 30-day mark, and it's just going to keep growing, So every single day I'm just doing my daily routine. I'm just doing that little bit that I'm doing every single day, staying motivated, staying inspired because I'm surrounded by people that are inspiring me to do this. I'm not doing it by myself, I'm running with other people that are doing this along with me. So I'm staying inspired. I'm staying motivated. I have running partners, and I'm getting it done. With that being said, again, folks, we'll never guarantee that you're going to get results here. Should you decide to click that button down below and get started with us, should you decide that you're in the team and you say, you know what, I'm finally ready to step up, I'm finally ready to play this thing. Some of you have been in the team, you've been dipping your toes in the water and saying, I'm going to wait to see how this thing works. And before I really take action here, before I really start inviting other people. And I once had a guy say to me, I'm going to see how this works for me before I start telling other people about it. And like, well, dude, you got to start telling other people about it to make it start working for you. Like, it doesn't even, The point being, folks, some of you just got to step up, make a difference, make a change all of a sudden, decide that you're going to commit here and do this thing with us. Some of you just got to commit to doing that. And I promise you, you will notice your life completely transform over the course of the next 120 days. Yes, I said 120 because we're not starting this challenge, actually 135, because the challenge doesn't start for 45 days, right? So you have time to bring other people in. Someone just said, and I can't remember your name right now, but you said, how many six-figure earners can we bring in? Is there a limit? No, there's no limit. We're setting our goals at a minimum of 50. We're setting our goals at a minimum of 80 people in our team, not personally sponsored, but 80 people in the team quitting their jobs this year. We increased our team by 10 times last year. We're going to increase our team by 10 times again this year, if not more, and help that many more people succeed. And the question is, folks, is it going to be you? Are you going to be one of those people that does that? Are you going to be one of the people that breaks through? And more importantly, because I'll tell you what, there is nothing more amazing. I love my success. I am so grateful for my success every day. But looking at Amy and going to visit her and seeing what she's been able to achieve and what she's able to do with her daughters, seeing the fact that she was able to buy, $800, $900 worth of Katy Perry tickets for her daughters for their birthdays, seeing the fact that we're going down to Disney World in, like a month from now, we're going down to Disney World. We're taking her daughters there. Things that she couldn't do with them 2 years ago. Things that she couldn't even fathom doing with her daughters 2 years ago, she's now able to do, right? I cannot tell you how good it feels to have one of your team members succeeding like that, and then looking down even further and seeing their team members succeeding, seeing Amy's team members succeeding. It is so absolutely amazing. And so, folks, I want you to not only commit to being here and commit to getting into this and commit to jumping in, commit to going all in, commit to doing this thing with us. We're going to lay out the action plan for you. We're going to do a marketing plan for you. We're going to teach you how to market leading up to this challenge so you can get people in your team before the challenge even starts. You still have to step through that door and take that action. I can show you the doorway, but you have to step through it. You have to be willing to, once you get to the other side, to continue on with your path and not run back into the house, right? You have to step out and get out of your comfort zone and continue to get out of your comfort zone. We're going to be there with you to help you do it. And then, folks, when you start inviting people here, you have the ability to be able to see your team members succeed. And there's nothing more rewarding than that. So with that, folks, I could go on and on and on about this for hours because if you can't tell, I'm jacked. I'm jacked for one because of this hangout. I'm jacked for one because of this challenge here. I'm jacked because 23 days ago I decided to change my diet and exercise routine, and my body, I haven't had coffee in that many days, and you guys would probably think that I drank a pot of coffee before this call, right? I haven't had coffee in that many days, and I'm jacked. It's the daily stuff. Things can change that quick. So again, the bottom line is, if you're still here watching me, if you're still here listening to my voice now after it's been 73 minutes since we got onto this thing, if you're still, because you're still sitting there and listening to me, because you're sitting there in front of your computer, maybe you're watching this Hangout on your phone, maybe you're watching the Hangout on your tablet, and you're still listening to me because you came here to learn how not only to become a six-figure earner yourself, but help other people become six-figure earners, you know that plugging into something and being consistent for that time period is the way to go. You realize that this is the way to do it. And because of that, it just makes sense for you to get started with us, get plugged in. Again, just a recap of how you do that. You click the button down below, you join for $25 a month. Immediately following that, you're going to see the $19.95 a month affiliate fee come out. Once you get plugged into the Empower Network system, you're going to be able to go upgrade to the Inner Circle, which is $100 a month. You're going to be able to do that. If you can't find it in there, get in touch with their support. They'll help you. The person who you joined with is going to plug you into our team training site, our personal Team Be the Change membership site, teambethechange.com. You're going to get plugged into that with the person who invited you here tonight or today or whenever you're watching the recording of this or whatever, and you're going to get plugged into the team site. Once you get plugged into that team site and go through the registration process and the quick setup process, then get in touch with the support tab. Is in the top right corner. You're going to see a support tab. You're going to be able to get in touch with our support there, and you're going to say, I'm in the challenge, I'm ready to do this thing, let's do this, whatever you want to say, however amped up you want to do and say it. They'll give you some steps for you to get plugged into the section of the team site, and from there, there's going to be a video that's going to walk you through how to get access to everything. Everything is going to be laid out there for you. With that being said, folks, I want to say I've never been more excited for what we're about to lay out here, what's going to happen to Team Be the Change, what's going to happen in 2014. I've never been more certain of what's going to happen. I've never been more excited about what's going to happen for not only my business, but literally thousands and thousands and thousands of people's businesses and lives are going to change here. So I'm pumped. With that being said, folks, good night. Click the button below, and we'll see you on the inside.